Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 17 of the PT Footy podcast. With me here today, I have Kevin
Hey, what's up, everybody?
and Alex.
Glad to be back, everybody, after my 2 week absence. I know you missed me.
Yeah, we missed making fun of you, but it is what it is.
Trust me and Kevin will be making fun of you today, Peter.
Oh, why? I don't see how, but okay.
I'm just gonna point something out quickly. But Kevin, we talked in the group chat, and you said last week or whatever when we lost to Real Madrid, you're like, "Oh, Sporting contributed nothing to the coefficient," and I just like to say that so far this week, only Sporting has contributed to the Portuguese coefficient. So
They played well, yeah.
just pointing that out.
Wait, I did. Well, you're talking about me, Alex?
Yeah, I'm talking about you.
I talked about every single Portuguese team that contributed nothing. We contributed something because we got a draw, but you guys contributed nothing with a loss. I mean, it's a fact.
But this week though, you
Guys contributed. Yeah, this week you did.
We're off to a strong start here. We're off to a strong start.
I just like to say that we're the best club in Portugal, and
Of course, you are.
we can begin with these topics.
That's why you're second. But
Long season left.
you came back with a win against Estoril on Friday. You won 4-2 with Coates, André Bastos scoring goals. Bastos with a double, obviously.
Bastos probably going to be the top scorer this season.
Anyway, your lineup was with Patricio, João Pereira, Semedo, Coates, and Jefferson. Not surprised to see Jefferson play after what happened at the one. William and Adrian Silva, Gelson and Brian on the wings, Alan Ruiz and Bastos as the striker. My obvious first question is, what did you think of this match against Estoril?
Yeah, I thought we played pretty good, honestly. It was nice to see us bounce back from what happened against Rio Ave, which we're not going to talk about. But yeah, we played well. There's definitely, you know what, Kevin? It's a bit embarrassing.
Yeah, you had to go and hide, and that's okay. We all understand. Carry on.
So I think that there's an issue at the back because we conceded 2 goals that we probably shouldn't have conceded. But overall, we played pretty well, and we played well against Legia. So bringing the confidence back up. Gonna be winning the league and winning the Champions League as well.
What? Did you just say you're winning the Champions League?
Yeah, we listen.
And is this based on your win off Legia? Is that based off that win?
This is based off.
You're crazy.
You played Dortmund twice, then we'll talk about it. If you beat Dortmund once, I'll say something about that.
This is based off our performance against Real Madrid. If we can do that, they won Champions
You
League.
lost. You still lost.
You didn't deserve to lose.
You could have had the best game ever in the world, and you still lost. So that doesn't mean shit.
To lose, though? Who was the better team in that game, though?
Well, like I said,
did it matter? Did it matter though? Like, did it matter?
I'm just saying that we have the quality that we can win it.
No, you can have like lots of qualities, make the final, and then get thrashed 5-0 with 5 shots on target by a stronger team.
We'd be the one doing the thrashing.
Of course you are. So 3 questions, all related to 3 different players. First one's off to Jefferson. What did you think of his performance coming back? He hadn't played in a while. How did you think he did?
Personally, I like Marvin better than him. I don't really like Jefferson that much. I think that he gets praised for his crossing. I see him get praised for that, but I honestly just don't think he's that great at crossing the ball. But yeah, I like Marvin better. I think we should be playing him instead of Jefferson. But he wasn't horrible, but he had some mistakes, definitely.
What about Alan Ruiz?
He's awful.
What? Did you just say that Alan Ruiz is awful?
Alan Ruiz is awful.
Why is that?
I thought he was good.
Exactly, what happened?
You know what? I don't know what's going on with him, but he's not been the best. I expected more from him,
I didn't.
No, I know you did.
Because I didn't know who the hell he was, dude, and I told you this. Like, you were praising and bragging about Alan Ruiz, like he was like the next golden child or something for Sporting.
He's still got time, you know. It's still early days.
Still
but-
got time, please. Come on.
What?
For real.
It's still
For
early
real.
days.
You can just
Okay.
call him crap, but okay, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Towards the end of the season, maybe he'll become good,
Yeah.
and we'll
Yeah,
sell
he'll
him
get a
anyway.
hat trick next game.
That's what I would do. You never know. He could.
Yeah. I'll keep waiting.
Are you
Last
talking about? Oh, Captain.
Yeah, what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it?
No, nothing. We'll get into it. We'll get into it when we talk about
You're
Portugal.
afraid to talk, you know. You'll have to wait a while because Porto's the last thing we're going to talk about today. And the last one, Bastos. What do you think?
Bastos? The best. He's the best striker in the league. That's what I think, bro.
Oh my god.
He's better than Simone as well.
Oh my god. You're deluded.
He's so undiluted.
Yeah, you're deluded. You're deluded.
No, I have to agree with Alex. Yeah.
Wait, you think that Bastos is better than Slimani?
Yeah.
How come?
Just look at what he's doing. Like, I don't know how many shots he has on goal per game, but it seems like he's very efficient scoring. I'm not saying Slimani wasn't, because we all know Slimani scored a bunch of goals. But what Bastos has done so far, and he's only played, 3 or 4 games in the league? How many, Alex?
4 games.
He's played 4 games.
4 games. And how many goals?
Actually, 3 games, I think. Actually,
No,
3 games.
4.
3 games and 4 goals, right?
No,
In the league, 3. No, in the league it's 3 and 4, and all comps is 5. 5.
Okay, so 3 games and 4 goals. And he came in after the season started. Now just imagine how many goals he would have had already had he been there day 1.
Yeah, and Peter still thinks that Miss Oglu is better than him. Like, come on.
Everybody's better than him.
You're talking about 2 different players.
You're not like, no. Mitroglou is Mitroglou.
Bastos is the best striker in the league.
No, he's
If you
not.
ask me-
You can say he's better than Jonas.
He is better than Jonas.
Oh my
If you
God.
ask me though, so far, who I would want as my striker between Mitroglou and Bastos, I'll pick Dost.
He'll take
but
Bastos
between-
every day of the week and twice on
Bastos
Sundays,
and
right?
Jonas. Between Bastos and Jonas.
Jonas is a different type of player. He could play behind a center forward and be very effective. Dost is just a striker. He can play by himself up front. So 2 different players. Now, if you're gonna say like as a striker, put Jonas as a striker or take Bastos, I'll still take Bastos over Jonas. Only in that position of a central forward.
You mean if you're playing a 4-3-3 or you're...
So
Yeah,
what,
even like
what you're
4-3-3.
trying to say is, if you're playing 2 strikers, you'll take Jonas. And if you're
Just
playing one,
strikers,
you'll take
there's no
Dost.
way of picking
If you're gonna do a 4-4-2 and have Jonas play behind, like let's say Mitroglou, I'll
A
take
bit
Jonas.
deeper, yeah.
But
I
I'm talking
agree
about
with
just a central striker role, just a striker in the middle by himself in the box. I'll take Dost over Jonas.
That's not...
Dost is more clinical as well, so I'd be taking Bastos.
Oh, yeah, of course. We'll see how many goals Bastos scores against Benfica.
3, I'm guessing. 3 or 4.
Oh my God.
He'll be the Eagle Slayer.
Yeah, he will be the Eagle Slayer and the Dragon Slayer as well.
Yeah, not the Dragon Slayer.
Why do we have to be Eagle? Come on.
Because you already have a Dragon Slayer. Can't have 2.
Oh my God.
There can be 2.
There could be like 2 or 3. I don't know, man.
No, please.
Lima was the real Dragon Slayer. I think Lima got like what 11 goals against Porto or something like that. That was pretty good.
Yeah, even when he was at Braga, it was just incredible.
Yeah, and Planels. But moving on to the Sporting second game, I'm not sure if you watched the whole game, Alex. I thought you had to go out.
Yeah, I only watched the first half because I had family photos. So.
That's fine because my question, and I had the commentary up, like I was listening to Anteno, and they were all talking about the Porto game. So I mean, I'm guessing the Sporting game was limits, your what you have to do, and let's worry about Guimarães, and we'll put one past Legge, and then we'll settle for that. Just before you answer, my question, I'm going to give you the lineup. With Patricio in goal once again, João Pereira, Smith, Coates, and Jefferson. Same back four against Estoril, William and Adrian played. Then Gelson, Brian, Dost, and Bruno Cesar in behind them. So what I was saying, or what I was asking you, is that if you felt that the team, I don't want to say, I don't know what word I'm trying to get, because in Portuguese, we have a term that's called QB. It's quanto baixo, which means that it's enough. They played enough. Did you think that Sporting played enough to win and settled for that?
Uh, yeah, I mean, sorry, who are we playing this weekend? Guimarães, did you say?
Nice, yeah. You think that you were
Yeah.
focusing on that game?
Yeah, I think we were just looking to get 3 points, and then because Guimarães trying to push over teams, right? So you do have to, rest your guys for that. But yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. I do think we uh we didn't play to the full potential in that Ledger game.
Even Georgios was saying we didn't have to go look for a third goal. We weren't, looking out for that. We were
Yeah, we
just,
were comfortable with the two.
yeah, you're just playing around, playing the ball around the defense, and not creating many chances.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta quickly say that Brian Ruiz, great game, buddy. I know you watched the podcast, so great game. Bastos, great finish, as always. Great from everybody.
Shout out to Brian Ruiz.
Yeah, shout out to Brian Ruiz. Yeah,
I'm definitely sure that he listens to Alex. I mean, he's the first guy that he looks into, when he's in trouble. He's like, Alex, what should I do here?
Yeah, that's the same thing. JJ gives me a call. He's like, "Oh, hey, who should we play? Scalotto or
No, no Jefferson. That's the only thing you say, right? Right, Alex? No
Of
Jefferson.
course, no Jefferson."
Oh well. But I mean, I guess on Sporting talk, I mean, we're pretty much done. I mean, nothing really happened. No injuries as well. 2 clean wins. I guess the only thing overall from this week that I can ask you is that if you were worried about the 2 goals that you conceded against Estoril.
Yeah, I was worried about that. I said that already. That those we should not have been conceding those. But you know, our back line was solid against Legia. So yeah, I was actually against Legia the first 15 minutes that I seen. They were pressuring us. So that was a bit nerve wracking. But Samedi played well. So
Oh, thank you so much for reminding me of that. There was something that I wanted to touch upon last week's podcast, and I completely forgot. You trashed Rubens Semedo against Rio Ave. You might want to explain that to the people watching the podcast, because you keep praising him 24/7. So
what do you want me to explain? How good he is, or how bad he
how,
played
how
against Rio?
bad he was, how bad he was against Rio Ave, how much
He
he
just seemed
trashed.
slow. He was just he didn't look like he was like his head was in the game. His reactions were slow. He didn't. I don't know. He just none of the team was really good, honestly. I can't really praise anybody from that game, but Semedo is the one guy that I'd have to say if I could give a worst man of the match, I'd probably give it to him.
Okay, fair enough. Now moving on to Benfica.
Wait, can I
Uh,
quickly say one more thing about Sporting?
yeah, sure, why not?
I just want to touch upon these Gelson rumors. I don't know if anybody's seen them. 52 million. Come and get them.
from who?
52 million.
52 million
Yeah,
pounds, by the way. Real
yeah. So
Madrid and
that's a lot
Manchester
of money.
United. Those were the room. I saw that somewhere. I sent it over to Alex. Let me see where I
He's,
saw that.
he's the
What are they
master.
desperate?
Hmm?
They gotta be desperate to pay that
No,
much
they're
for Jelson.
they're just looking for the best winger in the league, right?
It was the Sun. Okay, so that's not very reliable. But there you go.
Statistically, him and I don't know if PZ does PZ play at what?
Yeah, PC plays up. PC plays like João Mário does.
Okay,
No, PZ plays like shit. That's what he plays like.
Well, statistically, Gelson and PZ are the best wingers in the league.
Yeah, and I'd call up PZ to the national team, by the way. But
Like, I don't know why you
You
guys
would?
give him so much hate. Like, I don't watch the Benfica games, right? But I see every week he's scoring or getting an assist. So I mean, I don't know why you guys shit on him so much.
his goal and assist ratio is pretty good. But it is what it is. Like, Kevin can go ahead and like say that he's shit, and I agree that 99% of the time he can be shit. 5 minutes that he had against Napoli show that when he's the underdog, he actually plays really well because he goes drifting out to the middle and then he tracks back in defense. He's a whole other player when he's playing against the quote unquote stronger side, which is weird and something that Benfica should look into with PG. But he's not. He's an annoying player, but I think he would be one of the best wingers in the league, I suppose.
Oh, but I disagree with what you said.
What, Kevin?
I disagree with what you said about Pizzi today. From what I saw, and I saw most of the.
Did you watch the first half?
Yes, and I saw the sloppy pass that he made. God, he was on the edge of the box and he was gonna pass it out wide. I forgot who was the right winger.
Carrillo.
Okay, he went to go make a pass to Carrillo and it just went. I think it went out of bounds or it went like way behind Carrillo. I was like, damn, like this guy is like he's never gonna learn. Like how much more time does he need before he's gonna be effective or anything? Granted, he scored a goal against Chaves, I believe, but still, like he makes like the Portuguese say, like tanta asneira. You know what I mean? He's good like once in a great while.
It's weird because you're always thinking like he has the skill. It's just weird about him, you know.
I mean, you guys are seeming like he has no production when he's just one of the most productive players in the league at the moment.
I don't think so.
Exactly, and there's something to point out. It was that last year, and obviously I know it's a big comparison comparing the BPL to the Portuguese league, but goal points by I don't know mid this like what do we be like November last year? He had even more passes to or he had more chances created than Ozil at one point, and I mean obviously comparing the BPL to the Portuguese league, you know. It's stupid, but he can put those players in positions. It's just difficult to understand how he's so inconsistent. I guess that's my biggest thing with him. Nobody wants to play anything? No, Kevin?
I mean, I think he's an alright player. I think Benfica fans give him a bit like too much hate.
He's a weird one. He
seems to always be in the right spot at the right time.
The issue with him is that he overthinks stuff, and then when he has the easy pass, he screws it up. But I mean, he's not the only one. I was watching, obviously the game earlier today, and Salvio had Pizzi right open on the right. Like he was literally 2 meters next to him, and he decides to try and cross-field the ball when he didn't have to, and Benfica ended up losing the ball, and Pizzi could have gone down the wing and crossed it in. So I mean, I guess it happens to every player, but it just happens way too much to Pizzi.
Bad decisions. He makes so many bad decisions. And I'm going to say this, and this is my honest opinion, he is not a player that should be playing on a team like Benfica. He should be playing on like a Braga or a Guimarães. I don't think he should be playing for a big club like Benfica. That's just my opinion.
The thing where I think he's instrumental is on the defensive side of the field where he's very good at that. But I mean,
then use him as a DM. Don't use him as an attacker. Use him as a defensive midfielder, as a backup.
You know what, his production, you look at just, if you don't even watch the games, you just look at his statistics, he's one of the best players on Benfica, statistically.
But you gotta watch the games. And the only reason he has those statistics is because Rafa's not playing yet. But when Rafa comes back from injury, he's gonna go to the bench. It's gonna be him and Carrillo on the wings. I put my money on that.
I don't know about Carrillo.
Yeah, they don't need. I don't think they want a shit player playing for them. So
he doesn't seem to be Vitoria's first choice on the right.
But I don't know why. I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
Jesus.
I don't know either.
He's just a little bit light. I think we all can agree. Nobody would be upset if he went back to Peru.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
By the way, just to quickly on Pizzi's stats, he's got 9 games played, 673 minutes, 3 goals, 2 assists, passing percentage of 8.7, average rating of 7.0. That's from whoscore.com, by the way. So I guess the numbers that he puts out, but it's just weird, and we're gonna get into it because we got a question from Michael about it, and we'll get into that. But let me get into the Chaves game now. Benfica played Chaves over the weekend. They won 2-0 with Mitroglou and Pizzi scoring. Ederson was the goalkeeper. Smith, Lindelof, Lisandro, and Grimaldo across the back. Feza and Andre Horta in the midfield. Salvio Pizzi on the wings. Guedes and Mitroglou up front. I was surprised to see Ederson play, but I have to tell you that this guy gives me so much more confidence. It's just weird. I don't know if it's because he's younger than Julius Caesar, but he inspires confidence. And I think the teammates know that and they feel that as well. It's interesting to see. He's like Oblak, really. He's young, but he's reliable and we can trust on him. As for Mitroglou, he had 4 shots overall in the game. He scored 3 goals. Obviously, 2 of them were disallowed, but it's still good to see that he can bang them into the back of the net when we needed to. And Pizzi once again was very important for Benfica. I think man of the match goes to Grimaldo. Definitely was great going forward. Horta's form has been dropping in my opinion. I think he's getting a little bit tired. I hope that Danilo comes back soon and he can take that spot at least for a couple games. And now with Horta's getting injured as well, because he got injured, it seemed to be like a muscle injury against Napoli. Hopefully it's not anything too serious and he can play against Firenze, but his form seems to be dropping quite a bit as well. Honorable mention to Chaves, that definitely made Benfica's job very, 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 very difficult. And my dad was saying, like mid-game, like 60 minutes in, and he was saying Sporting is the only team that's going to win against Chaves. I mean, we ended up getting the win, but it's going to be very, very difficult for both Sporting and Porto to come away with points.
For anybody to go there, they've been very good at home.
Yeah, it is, important to remember that they were the only unbeaten side in the league besides Benfica, and that says something. Obviously, they haven't come up against Porto or any other big side, but they held themselves quite well, and Jorge Simon is a very capable manager and a very interesting one as well. Had a very good year at Belenenses, and a very good year at Passos. He was almost in the Europa League. I think he missed it by a couple of points, and now he's doing quite well with Chaves. And I was talking to my dad, and I was saying Chaves are not even relegation candidates. They are Europa candidates, and I'm not sure if you guys agree with me or not.
Hey, that is what I said.
Yeah.
I said Chaves are making Europa in the predictions. I said that. Just
Me and Alex. We both did, Alex. You remember?
I think I also did as well, but I don't want to.
No, it was both of us. You asked us who was going to be like. Go ahead, Alex.
Them flying up the table like this, and not really a surprise to me. Honestly.
I don't think anyone is, especially due to the manager that they have and the quality. I mean, I was surprised that I didn't see their right back, I believe, Nelson, is that left back, Nelson Ling, come up the pitch, because I was watching that game that they played the week before, and he was storming forward and making decent crosses. They got a very interesting side. Bataglia, I don't know how he left Braga. I think he's quite a decent midfielder.
I'm pretty sure he's just alone, is he not?
Yeah, it is, but it's weird because he's been loaned out 2 years in a row, and I think he's good enough to play for them. And obviously, Rafa, I think it's Rafa, right? Their striker.
Yeah, Rafa Lopes.
Quite decent. They got a very interesting side, guys, and they were very hard to beat, especially that midfield trio was working quite well, and their counterattacks as well. Fabio Martins was a decent player. I was surprised we didn't get to see Zé Turco in there. But they created a lot of chances, and they could have scored. They definitely could have scored. And
yeah, they played very well. I was actually surprised the way that they carried themselves. There was a save by Ederson. I believe he saved it and hit the post. Then on the rebound, Rafa Lopes headed it just wide. He wasn't quick enough on the reflexes, but their counterattack was so dangerous. I was like, wow, look at this. And after the game, I was like, wow, this is going to be, and I think I said it in our private messages. I think I told you guys, like, this is going to be like one tough place for any team to come and play. And going back to what, like about me and Alex, when you asked us our predictions of like besides like the top three, and I think you said like Braga, what other team is going to be up there? And I said Chaves, and then Alex also agreed that it would be Chaves. So And I knew it was going to be a bold choice to name Shavs, but with the players they were bringing in, I just knew that they weren't going to be just a team fighting to stay up. I knew that they were going to try to be at least mid table or try to get into a European spot. And I just wonder how strong their midfield would be if, in fact, Francisco Ramos from Porto didn't get injured. I think he would have added a little bit more to that midfield, and I think they would have been even more dangerous had he not got injured and stood with the team, because he ended up going back to Porto because of his injury, which I was sad to see because I wanted to see what he could do with Chaves.
Definitely an interesting team. And probably would have been better with Francisco Ramos, but he got injured. Nonetheless, they were a very interesting and a very difficult side to beat. Let's hope that they stay up and get into a European position. We need to see our teams do well.
They're staying up for sure, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think so.
There's
too.
no
And
way
I
they'll
also
go
think
down.
Fidians. Is going to stay up. People were saying that they were going to get relegated, but I don't think so. Even though they just lost.
Yeah, I predicted them to get relegated.
3-0, like 3-0 against.
Nacional, which, by the way, is going to play.
Porto, and I think that's going to be a very difficult match for them. But more to come on that, obviously, when we get to Porto. Now on to the Champions League match that Benfica played. They played Napoli. They lost 4-2. Milik scored twice. Mertens and Hamsik scored for Napoli. Gonçalo Guedes and Salvi scored for Benfica. The lineup was the following: Júlio César in goal, Nelson Semedo, Lindelof, Lisandro, and Grimaldo across the back, Feza and André Almeida in the midfield duo. Then Andre Horta behind Mitroglou, Carrillo, and Pizzi on the wings. I was surprised to see Andre Almeida defensive midfielder.
I thought we were going to play the same way that we usually play, but he did quite well in my opinion. I know that a few people disagree with me and say that he was a shot in the dark, but it is what it is. I think he played well. The bad thing about this was that we held them off quite well for the first couple of minutes. I know that they came up through too strong, but we held them off quite well. They got a couple of opportunities, but they were all offside. Then we started leveling up the field. Created a couple chances. Mitroglou had 2 chances, one in the 5th minute, the other one on the 10th. And to be honest, I think he should have buried at least one of those. But it is what it is. Okay, I lost my thought. Lost my train of thought. Hold on.
Okay, and then and then Napoli had that one chance from a corner, and they eventually scored, which was
Fortunate for us because we've been holding them off quite well. It was sad to see them score off a corner. I think that's like the 8th goal Benfica has conceded from corners this year. So definitely something to be on the lookout for.
On the second half, the team just completely capitulated,
Starting with Lisandro Lopes and then that stupid ass foul. I know that some people are saying that it's not a foul. I personally think that it is a foul. And Mertens scores. You can put the blame on Júlio César. I think partially he's to blame. I think he could have got to it, but it is what it is. It's a free kick, so I'm not going to say much about that. Then the penalty is also unlucky for Benfica because it was a shot and the ball bounced back to Callejon and Júlio César dived in and penalty, dived the right way, but it was scored by Milik anyway. And then the 4th goal was time for me to put my hands in my head and try to figure out what the hell Júlio César was doing, because he looked like Casillas at one point, not getting anywhere near the ball. And unfortunately for us,
Milik turned it in and made it 4-0. At that point, what I'm thinking
is that it's 3 points, and we just dropped them. I was telling Kevin in the private chat, look, I know I don't like conceding 4 goals, but it is 4 points. I don't think it's going to go down to goal difference. So it is what it is. And then with a couple of changes, Gonçalo Guedes scored, and then Benfica pushed on, trying to get another goals, and did that with Salvio. And then, we were trying to make it 4-3. Unfortunately, Napoli were a bit too strong and held out for a 4-2 win, but it could have been a lot worse, and it could have been a lot, and it would have been very undeserved. Would Benfica have lost 4-0? Because I think actually the best scoreline would be it would be a 1-0 win for Napoli, or maybe a 2-1 win for Napoli. I think 4-0 was a bit too much, and 4-2 is also a little bit too much. But it is what it is. Benfica can be proud of what they did, except for Julio Cesar, who needs to rethink what the hell happened to him, because he just completely capitulated. In 7 minutes, we conceded 3 goals that ruined the game for us. But then the team was very mature. That they went back in it and tried to do their best. As for the last thing to mention is that Andre Horta, unfortunately, he got injured. Like I said earlier, seems to be a muscle injury. Hopefully, it's not anything too serious. Is there anything you guys want to add to this, Kevin? I know you were
Yeah,
listening to the game.
I will have to say that I was impressed with the way that Benfica came into the match. They created a couple of chances in early on. God, because I was doing something else at the time, so I was trying to pay as much attention as I could. But there was a cross that came in from the right. The goalie fingertipped it. Was it Carrillo or Mitroglou? I think it was.
Mitroglou.
Know which one I'm talking about? That when the goalie fingertip saved it, it bounced right in
Yeah,
his
and then
direction,
it
and the
bounced right
defender
to
blocked it.
Mitroglou. Yeah,
Mitroglou. All right. So that was that. Then there was that other cross that came from the left. It was like a back pass to Mitroglou, who was like dead center in the box, and he shot it, and the goalie made a big save. I think that if Benfica got ahead, they could have managed the game a little bit better. I think that the 1-0 for Napoli just before halftime, uh, well, not just before halftime, but you know what I mean. It
It
took
was like 30 minutes in.
yeah, like close to halftime. So I think that took a little bit of the wind out of the sails of Benfica. The second half, I didn't get to see the second half. I was listening to it on the radio on my way home, but like I don't know what happened. I'm hearing that Julio Cesar could have done better on some of the goals, but like I didn't get to see it, so I can't
No,
really
you
say.
have to. You
But
have to.
Vitoria has to figure out what happened, and it's kind of good in a way for you guys, I guess. I mean, now it's like a reality check. You know what I mean? Like it's it's
It's
difficult.
hard to
Like I
say it's a reality check. I mean, I don't think because the team
well,
didn't
yeah, it is.
play bad. It was unfortunately it was down to Julio Cesar that cost the team the game. I
I
think
know,
it's a little bit
but
unfair.
then again, Peter, and you're gonna agree with me. After Getch came in, the whole game changed. When he came in, they got 2 goals.
It
So one
changed.
can only wonder.
He's a different player, but I mean, you can't put the blame on Carrillo. You can't say that it was because of
Oh,
Carrillo.
I'm not blaming him at all. But I think that the choice of players could have been a little better. I mean, I was talking to Tim before during the game, and he said something interesting, and I have to agree with him. He said that Mitroglou shouldn't be playing up front by himself because that's not the type of player he is. So I think that if he had Gedge alongside him, I think that they would have been a little bit more successful because just him alone, he was creating some chances. So,
Yeah,
but
but
then again,
the issue is, and sorry to cut you off, is what Rubitorio for was that I'm going up against Alun, Amshik, and Jorginho, all three very good midfielders, and I think that you had to try and counter, their midfield. So that's why you put in the extra man in the middle.
yeah, but the thing is, why wait till 4-0? Why couldn't they have changed it when they got to 2-0? Put Gedge in. You
Because
know what I mean?
the team capitulated in 7 minutes. I don't think the coach could have done anything in 7 minutes. It was incredibly weird. If you watch the game back, or just those 15 minutes, it goes like this. So Benfica start off a little bit calm and not really pressuring Napoli, and then they get a good chance. Lisandro has to foul the player right outside the box. Tremendous free kick by Martins, and it's in 2-0. Okay. Just a couple minutes later, Napoli are forward. A player shoots. It hits off a Benfica player, goes all the way to the other side where there's a free Calderon not being marked by Grimaldo. Julio Cesar comes out to try and make the save. It's a penalty. 3-0.
And then what is unexplainable is that a couple minutes later, Cesar goes out to get a ball that is inside the box, and he fails to clear it, goes straight to a Napoli player, and he turns it into the back of the net. That was it. I don't think it's down to Vittoria. I don't think if he would have put Gedge in right after the second goal, that it would have made a difference.
And I have to point out one thing also. I did mention this to Tim, and I mentioned it to you guys also in our DMs. Grimaldo, on that clearance, on that attack by Napoli, with I think it was Hamzik who was about to get on the end of it. What a clearance!
I was gonna
Callahan,
say
yeah,
the same
that's what it
thing.
was. Yes, Callahan.
There's
What
not
a
many.
clearance!
There was not many. Bright points. I don't really know the word that I'm looking for, but there wasn't very many good things for Benfica in that game. But Grimaldo is definitely one of them.
It's actually untrue
He
what
is.
you're saying, Alex, because if you watch the game, there
I
is a
watched the
lot of
first 30 minutes,
positive.
and you guys played okay.
Like Benfica plays in the Champions League. It's
You guys
typical
played
Benfica in the
okay.
Champions League. We had more possession than Napoli. We had 2 shots. They had, or 2 opportunities. They had 1. I think.
Personally, I don't feel like possession matters, honestly. But
I'm not saying that possession matters. I'm saying that we were holding off the game. We were, and you could see that the Napoli supporters were a little bit annoyed because we were passing the ball around like it was nothing, and we were actually making quite a few decent plays. So I mean, I think there's positives. I think the only negative is trying to figure what the hell happened in those 7 minutes. I don't want to say because it's a negative result that there's a lot of negatives. I don't think there's a lot of negatives on this, and I'm not sure
I think
if you
that
agree.
Grimaldo, though, that is a positive, and
Mm-hmm.
he is one of the future best left backs in the world.
Some Barcelona fans were already making the claim that he's 1,000 times better than Jordi Alba. I don't watch
And
Barcelona.
that's
I
why
wouldn't
I
go that
asked.
far, but yeah.
That's why I asked you about the buyback clause because they had Barcelona had it, and I'm sure they're kicking themselves now. They would have been glad to activate that.
I think rumor has it that they tried activating it like it was like last minute, like they tried adding it into the deal, but everything was pretty much done. So I think it just said no, listen, pay 1.5 million. That's it. And to think, just let that sink in again. 1.5 million for that player.
How much they pay?
Yeah, they paid.
1.5 million.
That's it. Wow, what a deal.
It's a
It's not as
bargain.
good as Marvin, but it's alright.
Here we go with Marvin. I guess another positive for Benfica is that Besiktas tied Dynamo Kiev. So as the league table stands, it's Napoli with 6 points, Besiktas with 2 points, Kiev with 1 point, and Benfica with 1 point. And Benfica have 2 games in a row against Kiev. They have to make most out of that, and they got to win those 2 games against Kiev. Getting a win against Besiktas would absolutely assure our passing through the next round, in my opinion. It's difficult, but it's doable, and I trust my team. I trust my team. Is there anything you want to add to the game, Kevin? Is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, just one thing. It's actually just involving the groups. I know some Benfica fans. They were telling us pieces, Leicester City isn't a walk in the park, and I got that. I think we all got that. Even though they were, um, Barclay Premier League champions, I think it's a team that we could have handled, and we'll get into that. But then again, a lot of Benfica fans were saying that they could beat Napoli and they were going to handle them, and Napoli's not a walk in the park. They were runners up in the Serie A, so and I remember Porto with Napoli. It was a hard fought playoff that they had one year. I forgot when it was. It wasn't too far back, but it was when Quaresma was still there. He scored a nice goal in the second half, so that's how I remember. But yeah, I mean, I don't. I'm not too sure if Benfica can make it out of the group now. I mean, they're only behind Besiktas by 1 point, so that's the only good thing that you guys have looking forward. But you guys have to go to Turkey, which is an extremely difficult place to play against Besiktas. Um, they did a draw at home today against Kiev, right, in Turkey, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, I guess it can be done. God, it's gonna be tight.
All right.
These guys
Well,
have to win the next two games.
listen. We're completely. I was watching the game and I was remembering. We can't forget that Benfica are missing out on Rafa, on Jonas, on Samaris. They could have played with Face in the middle, with Danilo, with Jimenez. It can be a completely different side. Just listen up. Let's go. Let's go and think about the game against Kiev. Benfica most possible lineup could be Ederson, Semedo, Lindelof, Jardel, and Grimaldo. Feza, Andre Horta, let's say Salvio and Pizzi, Jonas and Mitroglou. There's already 3 players that could be vital with Ederson, Jardel, and Jonas. And those are 3 players that completely change out the game for Benfica. And with Rafa on the bench, I don't know if you agree with me, Kevin, but we got to think about the team as well without the injuries. And I think Benfica is a much superior side to Besiktas if you don't count them.
No, I get what you mean, but in the same token, I mean, these players are just coming back from injury. Now, what happens if they get injured again? What if another good player gets injured? You know what I mean? It can happen to any team, but I'm just making the point. But I get your point. I mean, you have a good point. You have a lot of good players that are injured, and when they come back, it could be a different story. But how much longer are they going to be out? Are they going to be back in time?
What Rui Vitória said last week is that he's going to have a whole new transfer window in October. So that he's expecting to get every single player back in October.
Hey, well, things could be different then, but I'm just going to give you a heads up that Dinamo Kiev, they're not going to be as easy as you think. And I've seen.
I know. I saw the game against Porto last year. Even though
Okay, and it's not just last year. It's when, even from a couple of seasons ago when we played them, they are a very difficult team, especially at home. On the road, when you guys are at home, yeah, when you guys are at home, you guys should get the victory. But on the road, you guys got to be careful. Don't write them off. I think that's what happened. Don't make the same mistake that Porto did when we had Copenhagen at home. We got that first goal, and they are, they're inferior to us. Obviously, we're more superior to them than them. I mean, so obviously, yeah. So I think that once you got the first goal, we were kind of like, whatever, we got this in the bag, and the team started playing like crap and let Copenhagen back into the game. But just a heads up, these guys got to be careful against Dinamo Kiev.
Yeah, I know. We gotta pay attention to them, and I think Livitar is a decent enough manager to remember what he did wrong and what he did right, and I think that Benfica are gonna grab at least 9 points, and last game is very important. It's at home against Napoli that could be already in first place by no doubts with like 15 points. So I mean, it can be a very important game for Benfica and just another game for Napoli. But moving on now to Porto here, and last topic of today. You guys played Boa Vista at home, I believe, on Friday as well. Andre Silva scored twice. Alex Telles with big, huge help by the goalkeeper. That was bad. That was real bad. And Henrique scored for Boa Vista. The lineup was the following: Iker Casillas in goal, Layun, Felipe Marcano, and Alex Telles across the back, Danilo and Andre in the midfield, Oliver, Otavio on the wings, Adrian in behind Andre Silva. Kevin, I watched the game, and I know that you did as well. So, what are your thoughts on the game?
My thoughts on the game. Once again, we started off a little bit slow. We did concede a goal that was offside that the referee missed once again, and it's always going against us. And I really hate to say it, huh?
Hard one. It's a hard one. Come on. I think that one is a hard one. I don't think. I don't think it's a mistake.
Going back in that screenshot, the one that you posted and that I saw, I mean, I'm looking at the linesman and I'm looking at the Boa Vista player, and he's right on line with him, and he's looking at them. So I can't really say I can give him the benefit. He's looking. I can see if he's looking at the ball first and then looking at where the player is, but the player was in an offside position the whole way through. So I mean, I guess you can call it a hard call if you want. It's your opinion. I think that, there's been times.
Listen,
Go ahead.
when you have people like Alex that say that Mitroglou was offside, bro, I
Oh,
think
you got to
that's
pay
hard.
attention to what Alex said. Do it seriously. We all know he was onside, but the point
The
is,
referees.
Mitroglou, that
Yeah.
wasn't even close. He was clearly onside. So why are they going to
Uh,
call an offside on a player who is not even close to being offside? But yet, a player that's offside, they're going to let it go. But the one that is onside, they're not going to let it go. So I mean, I really hate to do this. And against Leicester, we got screwed at the end with the penalty. I'm just going to leave it at that. But going back to the game against Boavista, we did concede a goal that was offside. Um, and after when they were pressing, like after the first 10 minutes, and they were really pressing, and then I could see that they were pouring it on, and they were putting their foot on the gas, and I was like, wow. I was like, I'm really enjoying this, the way that they're playing. Nice passes. They were playing together as a team, trying to find open spots, and you could tell they were trying. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, where is this Porto all the time? Why can't they play like this all the time? If they play like this all the time, they would be a very difficult team to play against. And they should be in first if they had played like this the whole season so far. So that kind of bothered me a little bit. I mean, I was happy to see it, don't get me wrong, but then I'm questioning myself, like, why can't it be like this all the time? So then we came close, we hit the post on a header. I forgot what header it. I think it was either Marcano or Felipe. And then there was the Andres Silva goal, which was a very nice goal. Then I'll just go to the. Go ahead.
Aren't you a little bit surprised that your team, after they got the goal, they just like relaxed for a little bit, and when they got their second goal, they didn't feel like it was that deserved. I think
Yeah, and it's like they reverted back to the way they were. That's what I'm trying to say.
you felt that. You felt that too, right?
Yeah, it's like, and I think you can agree with me. When they were looking for the tying goal and they were pressing, it was
Yeah.
unbelievable the way they were playing.
I thought it was gonna be a huge win. I thought it was gonna be like 6-0 by that point, or 6-1 by that point, because they were pressing on all cylinders. It was very,
Yeah,
positive reputation.
yeah. So I thought that they were going to score at least 4 or 5, but it ended up not being that way. But in the second half, we were a bit more relaxed. We didn't end up getting that goal from Telj on that frango there by the goalie from Boavista. I mean, there's not really much to add in the second half.
No, I think
they were typical.
only I think that you have to just give out a decent shout out to Bukia, which I think is a very interesting winger that Braga let go of, and I think he could be a very interesting player. If he can cause Layun lots of troubles, even nutmegged him at one point. So I think he was the strong or the good point. I think got a very good player there.
And there was, and I know you didn't agree with me, and I gotta say this because even though we won, it still bothers me. There was a penalty that Telj got elbowed. He got pushed and then he got elbowed in the head, and just because it's not a penalty, that's one that
Jota,
they should have called.
I believe.
Jota. It was Jota. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jota. Yeah, Jota.
Alex Telles also had a penalty, that he made against Boavista. Because
I don't think so.
It's a difficult one because the images never actually show the play like
Truly, because I think he kicked the player to get to the ball, but you can't really see it. So it's a little bit. Who did we lose? Guys?
Oh, we lost Kevin.
was Kevin. Okay.
There we go. You're back.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, what I was saying is the image isn't really clear. I felt like Alex Telles kicked the player to the ball, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Also, I think that Marcano got very well. But more mistakes. Obviously,
I'm sorry, Pete. I didn't get that. I couldn't hear you.
like not at all.
No, it
No,
was like
I
breaking up.
can't hear a word that you're saying.
I heard Tellez and I heard Tellez.
Hold on. And go on with the second half. I think that there's
All right.
anything left.
All right. Well, while you get situated, let me just add the two penalties that you in your opinion are penalties. I have to disagree. I really don't think they were penalties. Um, and then there was a play with Felipe along the sideline that people say he should have got ejected. That either kicked the Boavista player or stomped on him. I would have to see the replay. I didn't see it. If you're gonna go by the tackle,
That was the clear red card in my opinion.
did he stomp on him, or are you talking about the foul itself?
The fact that he kicked him and then he just walked away like he was nothing. He literally just kicked him right in the freaking legs. It was
It's a
disgusting
foul.
to watch, in my opinion. I'm sorry.
It's a foul. I don't think it's a direct red.
It's a foul. It's a red card. It's a red card. It's a bookable offense for a red card because
It's a bookable offense for a yellow. He should have got the yellow. Yeah, he should.
he tried hitting the player. He tried hurting the player.
No, he was just trying to. No, I think he was just trying to break up the counter attack. They were hitting on the counter. Yeah, it was a hard foul
The way that he walked off was weird.
to get back into position. He was running back to get back into position. Like I just said, it was a counter. Ilvistu was in on the counter.
Fine,
It's your opinion. That's fine, and I'm saying to you that I agree that it should have been a bookable offense. It should have been at least a yellow, and he didn't get the yellow. So I'm agreeing with you there, but I don't think it's a direct red.
And what I told you is that I'll take that if you also agree that right after that he had another bookable offense that also wasn't, he didn't get any yellow.
And I'm going to say this every time, whether or not Porto wins. If we win and we have calls that were supposed to go against us and they didn't, I'll say it. Just like that penalty against Tundela. I believe it was Tundela, yeah. That was a penalty. And, I'll be the first one to admit it. If it was a penalty, it's a penalty. So it doesn't matter if my team wins, loses, or ties. If we win and the other team got screwed out, I'm going to call it out and be like, the referee had a bad call or a bad game. And I think the referee that called the Porto Boavista game had a bad match. Not that bad of a match, but he made a couple of bad decisions.
I think he made mistakes for both sides and he balanced himself out, but it can't happen. I don't think it can happen. It's happening way too often.
It is.
By the way, can you guys hear me well now? Is everything okay?
It's a little bit better. It's better.
Okay. I can't really do much right now.
No, it's fine. I can hear you. I can understand you.
Okay. Apologies for that. I didn't know what was going on. You could have told me a little bit earlier. Just interrupt me.
No, it happens when you were saying that. When you talk about Tellez, that's when you sounded like very distant and like breaking up.
That was weird. I'm okay now then. Okay.
Yeah, you're good. Perfect.
Okay. So what else? I wanted to ask you before we move on to Leicester is if Oliver is already in sync with his teammates. What do you feel about? You feel that he's, I guess that he's accommodated or accustomed to his teammates?
Oh, he's getting there, and he's doing a great job. He's getting better and better as the games go on. The more minutes he gets, obviously he's starting, but he's starting to click with them, and I'm very happy to see that. And I remember when we first had him come in, I said that I don't think he was going to be creative enough for something that we needed, but I have to say I have to take that back. From what I've seen, he's been making some really great passes, especially against Leicester City. I know we're going to get to that next, but he's had some really great passes, just tearing defenses. I'm sure you know what I mean because I'm sure you've seen it. But I think that he is clicking, and the more that he goes forward, against Leicester, the more he goes forward, the better he plays. So I'm very excited to see what he can do if Nuno keeps him as more of an attacking role instead of staying more in the midfield. He needs to be pushed up a little bit more ahead of Danilo.
Yeah, it could be interesting to see. And that's it for this game. I wanted to ask you about Adrian Lopez, but I'd rather ask you about him on this next game against Leicester. You guys Leicester, obviously, away from home, lost 1-0 Slimani against Porto. I
Yep.
guess Kevin should be sick of seeing that.
I am.
But the lineup was
I like
amazing.
seeing it.
I don't mind it either. Casillas was a goal, Layun, Felipe Marcano, and Alex Telles across the back, Daniel and Andre in the midfield, Oliver and Otavio on the wings, Adrian behind Andre Silva, the exact same lineup against Boavista. Before I asked you about the game, I want to point out that Maxi Pereira is back from his injury. He didn't play. He wasn't on the bench, but he was called up and he was in the stands. So, Kevin, what did you think of the game?
The first half I didn't get to see, but I did get to see the second half when I got home, like the last half hour. When I turned it on and I seen the way that Porto was playing, I was like, how the hell are they down 1-0? You know, and I watched the analysts after the match, and they said that Porto were a bit poor, a little unorganized in the first half, which I could believe because it happened against Tundela. So um, that much I can say about the first half because I didn't see it. But in the second half, the team was pressing and they deserved to score. I don't think they deserved to lose 1-0. I think the right result in the end should have been a 1-1 draw. We were very unlucky. We had Corona hit the post. The ball took a deflection. If it didn't take a deflection, I don't know if it would have went in because Schmeichel was like right there. So I don't really know. We'll never know what would have happened there. But then at the very end of the match, there was a penalty. Andres Silva was getting brought down in the box, and they called an offensive foul on Porto. I didn't get it.
I don't want to say anything about it because I didn't watch it. I asked my dad about it, and he said that it was a case that everybody was pushing each other.
I saw something different.
That's what he said. He said, I wasn't
he's
watching
right.
once again, so I can't really say. But what he told me is that it was a case that the defenders were holding the attackers, and the attackers were holding the defenders. It was a little bit, the same situation.
To me, it was more the defenders holding the attackers. But anyway, then there was a disgusting challenge by Amarty, who should have got a direct threat on that very dangerous tackle in and Otavio, where he went right through him, and then his boot came up and clipped Otavio in the face. So, I mean, it's nothing new. I'm not surprised because, it's a Portuguese team in Europe, and it happens all the time. So, it's just frustrating. And, it's enough is enough already with these Portuguese teams in Europe. All of them, every single one of them, playing in Europe. And we always have to get screwed. And the referee that was calling the game yesterday with Leicester and Porto, I forgot what game it was, but he called a Portugal match and they ended up 0-0. So he has Portuguese teams or a Portugal national team has a bad track record when he officiates their matches. So, it's frustrating to see whether it be Porto or Benfica or Sporting. And I didn't get to see anything that much from the Real Madrid game with Sporting, but I heard that the official was bad and he missed a couple of calls.
No, I don't think the referee was bad at all in that game against.
Was that just a Bruno de Carvalho thing? Because
it was Bruno de Carvalho.
Okay.
It was absolutely Bruno de
Carvalho. There was
Makes sense.
People can make the claim for the foul to not be a foul, but I think
Ronaldo got hit and then he got brought down easily, but it was a foul. It was a soft foul, but it was a foul. I don't think that Sporting got. I don't think that there was any reason that Sporting, didn't win because of the ref. Whatever, of course it did.
We got screwed in that game against Real Madrid.
These guys lost that game. These guys lost it in the end. It's because JJ wasn't on the bench. That's the whole explanation. It was the bad call with the foul, and then JJ wasn't on the bench.
That was a bad call.
If he was on the bench, they would have won, according to him.
We probably would have, honestly.
I gotta shout him out too for speaking Spanish on the post game interview there.
Yeah. Do you guys know that there's 88 days till Christmas? No, you do.
Yeah, I saw that today. Yeah, and it's funny. He was like, I'm even speaking Spanish and everything. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But going back to what I was saying, and I said it last week too, with Pierluigi Collina, he was the most unbiased ref I've ever seen in my life. But I mean, even I'm going to go back to the Europa League finals that Benfica were in. they were screwed out of a penalty. I believe it was Chelsea.
Oh, you're talking about
Sevilla.
Yeah,
There was a penalty in one of the finals. Sevilla, yeah. These guys
there
got
were two actually, but
Yeah.
there was 2 penalties. That's what I'm saying. So it goes to show you that even in Europe, Portuguese teams are always getting the bad decisions against them. But that's the way it is. I guess we have to accept it. It's not much is going to change. So, Amarty should have seen red. I'm happy with the second half of this up in Porto. Like I said, I don't think that they did deserve to lose. It should have been a 1-1 draw. I'm just going to leave it at that. But they did play very well in the second half.
One of my questions was actually, did you think you deserved a tie? And obviously you agree with that, so I'm gonna pass on that. Want to point out Slimani the Dragon Slayer. I thought it was quite funny that Leicester did that. Pretty hilarious.
Yeah, and I have to add something on that goal. I gotta add something on that goal. That the defense really switched off for that one split second. They just ball watched, and there's nothing that Casillas could have done. But they gotta tighten up back there because they should. That's a ball they should have handled. Slimani should have never got to the end of that ball.
Kevin, we all know that you have nightmares.
I'm used to it, so I'm not really having nightmares. I had nightmares when we got robbed. When we got robbed a couple of weeks ago, I had nightmares. But
you know what? Christmas is coming up soon. A couple months away. You can DM me your address, and I'll send you a Slimani jersey. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
Give me a bobblehead. You could send me a Slimani bobblehead.
Anyway, Kevin, I wanted to ask you about Adrian Lopez.
How did you think that he fared?
I didn't get to see much of him because he came off in the second half. So I can't. I don't really have anything to add on Adrian Lopez. I didn't.
Okay.
I couldn't even hear the match in the first half.
Let me ask you the other question then. Is the Poitre not an option anymore?
It's looking that way, and I said this in the beginning of the season. I said I don't know who he is, what he's done. He's a big body, but God,
It's hard, right?
It is, and it was money what did they pay? 6, 4, 5, 6?
Yeah.
God, see, they're spending money in all the wrong places. They could have bought a better striker than the Poitre for that price. Especially at that age. They could have maybe tried to get Pierre Gignac from Mexico. They could have got him maybe for that price.
Wait, hang on. What was the price for the Poitre?
6 or 7 million. I think it was 7.
A bit more, and you
I
would
think
have
it
got
was 6.
a striker in Bastos.
For a few more million. That's what I'm saying. They're spending money in all the wrong places. And it's like I just said.
They're on the decline now.
Gignac in Mexico, he's
I
like
think
a machine
he played
now.
well against Portugal.
Oh,
did.
sorry. I talking about Porto. No, I said Porto's on the decline.
Oh, Porto's on the decline.
Please.
Not Gignac.
You can make a case for that if they don't win anything this year.
Yeah, you can.
You
Yeah.
can make a case for that if they don't.
I mean, I can't deny it. If they don't win anything, I can't deny it and tell you guys and tell everybody that we're not on the decline, that everything's going to be all right. It was just another bad year. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't say it anymore.
Yeah. It would be 4 years without a title, and I guess people would have to say that Porto is in the decline, but we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. And unless you guys want to add anything to this, I think I'm done on Porto, and we can move on to Twitter questions. We got a couple of them.
You can move on to Twitter questions, and then I'll do my recap of all the results and everything. Yeah.
I guess this one goes straight out to you, Kevin, even though it is a Benfica question, but I'm going to direct it to you.
Michael asked, is it time to bench Pizzi regardless of how good his goal-to ratio is Is it time to bench Pizzi regardless of how good his goals/assist ratio is?
Yeah, only when Rafa comes back and he's healthy, I would say yeah. It's like I touched on earlier. I would start Carrillo and Rafa when Rafa comes back out on the wings, and then the midfield, these guys can figure that out. But I don't think that Pizzi should be started. I don't even think he should be even playing for Benfica. I think he should be in a team like Braga. he would benefit more from playing in a team like Braga. Um, but other than that, I mean, I think he should be benched.
See, I feel like that's very unfair to the guy. Just to drop him for somebody that's unproven. Like, well, not unproven, but unproven in the Benfica squad, like
Are you
Rafa
talking
and
about Rafa
Carrillo.
or are you talking about Garrido?
I'm talking about both, honestly. But
Okay, so
none of
Rafa's
them have
not
done
proven.
anything. None of them have
When
done
Rafa
anything for
played his first
Benfica.
game, but when Rafa started that first game against Oroka, was it
Yeah,
Oroka,
he had
Peter?
some chances.
Okay.
Yes.
What a game he had. You're going to tell me that he's not proven? Come
One
on,
game though, come
Alex.
on. One game though, Kevin,
One
come on.
game. What about what he did at Braga? He picked up right where he left off when he left Braga. What he's doing at Benfica is exactly what he did at Braga. He's very quick on the wing. He should have had a penalty, to be honest, and they missed it. So, I mean, in my opinion, what I've seen, and I've seen some Braga games when he was there, and he picked up right where he left off. So I don't think there's going to be much of a change from Rafa. If anything, he's going to be on the up, not on the down. He'll either be what he was at Braga, which was still a great player, or he'll be on the rise a little bit because obviously the expectations are a little higher. The bar is set a little higher, and he's going to try to achieve what he can at a bigger club, which is Benfica, bigger than Braga, obviously. So I
See,
think
I feel it'd be
that's
unfair to drop Easy. He's got the most contributions to Benfica, or one of the most.
I,
it's like you're trying to
I'm
tell
not
me.
completely
It's like you're
sure.
trying to tell me that Pizzi's better than Rafa or something.
That's,
I'm not trying
Is
to
that what
say
you're trying to say?
I think that he is making the case for that.
And you know why I can partially
I
The
agree on the
numbers
fact that
do talk to.
he shouldn't be benched. I also think that he should because his in-game product isn't. It's like when I'm watching Gaetan play sometimes, and he bangs in 2 assists, and I'm like, where was this guy the whole 90 minutes? I guess that's what I have with Pizzi now, is that he disappears throughout like 80 minutes, and then shows up in the final 10 and gets like a goal and an assist.
Well, then why would you bench him if he's still producing points?
I
would
would
producing
still
goals?
bench him though,
because I
You
want
need to
to
have
see more.
consistency.
And that's why you guys aren't. That's why you guys aren't coaches, right there.
just like
What?
you are the coach.
That is why you guys will never become managers, right there. Why drop somebody
Yeah.
that is contributing so much to the team?
I'll never be a
Because
manager because I'm not going to go to
double
school
him.
for it and be one.
You can probably do the double of that. Just my opinion. But yeah, I also agree that he should at least. I don't want to say like
completely drop, but I think he could bench like for a couple of games and then come back on and a whole completely different player. This question Benfica related, but I'm gonna send it out straight to you, Alex.
And Michael asked Ederson or Julio Cesar.
Julius Caesar because he's worse. So, you know,
Okay,
we go
Ederson.
top, and we
Okay.
ride the pine for the last games. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Ederson then.
Yeah, Julius Caesar.
Third question from Michael, and it's what's Benfica's best starting lineup and bench? Without the injuries, Benfica's best lineup would be Ederson, Nelson Smith, Lindelof, Jardel, Grimaldo, Peiza, Andre Horta, Carrilho.
Rafa, Jonas and Mitroglou, I think, with a good bench with Pizzi, Servi, Jimenez, and all the other guys. I think that's a good Benfica starting lineup.
and bench.
Last question here comes from Matt Da Silva, and he asks, do you think that the Portuguese teams can turn it around
In the Champions League, or do you expect to see this form continue? I'm gonna say yes. Kevin, what do you say?
I think so. I think Porto, I'm still confident they're going to make it out of the group. Sporting, I still really don't think so. They'll have to do something against Dortmund in both matches. For Benfica, I mean, it can go either way, honestly. They have to win in Turkey. That's a must. They have to win. I think they have to win both games against Dynamo Kiev, although not necessarily because I think Napoli is going to win both matches against Besiktas. So they should at least. So, that one can go either way, but I think Sporting has a little more tough. Yeah, they won against Legia. That's Legia. Everybody knew that Sporting would win that match, but if they want to make it out, they got to do something against Dortmund and Porto. I think they're gonna make it. I think they're gonna win the next two games against Club Brugge, however you want to pronounce it.
Bruges.
Bruges, whatever. Everybody says Brugge, Bruges, whatever you prefer. It's like saying
Bruges.
the Patra,
It's
the Patwa, and the Poitra. It's like the same difference.
the Plata.
So, yeah, the Patra and the Poitra.
It's Bruges. It's Bruges. Club
So we're
Bruges.
gonna have to, if we're gonna make it out of the group, we have to win the next 2 games, and we have to at least get a point in Copenhagen. I think we will win the match in Copenhagen. I think that the first match we had was a farce, and it should have never happened. I think we'll redeem ourselves. So that's pretty much what I think is gonna happen.
And you, Alex. You're the last one to voice your opinion on this.
Yes, I think we can turn it around.
Everybody? Benfica, Porto, and Sporting, or just Sporting?
Just Sporting. I hope all three, but Porto, give us a minute.
Okay.
Benfica, they probably could, but the Lisbon clubs will turn it around. Porto, though, they're a
Okay,
different
that's
story.
fair enough.
We got the easiest group.
Yeah. Kevin, I think
Exactly,
you
it
can
says
do
something about you guys.
your roundup now.
Okay, we're gonna start off with the second division. Academica 0, Vizela 1, Santa Clara 2, Varzim 1, Olhanas 1, Benfica B 2, União da Madeira 0, FAF 0, Leixões Gil Vicente 0-0, Sporting B 5, Covid da Piedade 1, Penafiel 1, Guimarães B 0, Braga B and Desportivo das Aves 2-2, Porto beat Porto B 3-0. There's 2 games that still need to be played. They'll be played October 8th, Friamente and Académico de Viseu, and on October 9th, Sporting de Covilhã, Famalicão. Going over to the table, and by the way, these are all matches from today because there was no matches over the weekend because of Taça de Portugal. First place with 1 game ahead, 1 game more played than Santa Clara is Porto with 23 points. Santa Clara in second with 22 points. Third place, Benfica B with 9 points. Benfica B in ninth with 18 points. Penafiel in fourth with 16 points. They have 1 more match played than Santa Clara too, by the way. So there's a 6-point gap between Penafiel and Santa Clara. 5th place and 6th place, Aves and Vizela, both with 13 points, along with União da Madeira and Covid da Piedade and Porto B. 10th place is Braga B. 11th place is Académica with 11 points, along with Varzim and FAF. 14th place, Gil Vicente with Guimarães B with 10 points. 16th, Famalicão with 9, which I'm surprised because they were one of the contenders last season to get promoted. Sporting B in 17th with 8, Leixões in 18th with 7, 19th and 20th, Friamente and Académico with 6, Sporting de Covilhão 21st place with 2 points, and 22nd, Olhanas with 1 point out of 9 games, so it looks like they might be headed down. Going over to Primeira Liga, FC Porto 3, Boa Vista 1, Sporting 4, Estoril 2, Feirense 0, Nacional 3, Chaves 0, Benfica 2, Braga 2, Setúbal 1, Marítimo 2, Tondela 0, Paços Ferreira 2, Rio Ave 1, Moreirense 0, Guimarães 1, Belenenses 1, Oroca 1. I do have to point out, I don't know if anybody knew, Marítimo has a new coach. They hired the coach that was in charge of Santa Clara. I have to point that out because he was doing very well with them. So, I mean, Marítimo just won 2-0. So maybe he could turn their season around. And in the meantime, Santa Clara signed Kim Machado, who was with Vitória de Setúbal last season. So,
And
just
also
have to point that out.
Chaves promoted. No,
Yes.
wait, was it Chaves?
No, that was Vitor Oliveira.
What team did he get promoted?
Crap, hold on.
It was 2 seasons ago. Tondela. He got Tondela promoted.
Was it Tondela and then Petit took
Yes.
over, right? Okay.
Yeah, it was Tondela. There you go. So he got Tondela promoted. Go on.
Yes. Alright, heading over to the standings for Liga NOS. Benfica in first with 16 points. Second place, Sporting with 15. Tied for third is Porto and Braga with 13 points. Tied for fifth, Guimarães and Rio Ave with 10. Tied for seventh, Belenenses, Chaves, Feirense with 9 points. Tied for 10th, Pasch Freda and Vitória Setúbal with 8. Tied for 12th, the two Madeira teams, Nacional and Marítimo with 6 points. 14th place, Boa Vista with 5. 15th, 16th, and 17th. Aroca in 15th, Moreirense in 16th, and Estoril in 17th. They all have 4 points. And last place team, 18th place, Tondela with 2 points.
Tondela looking, quite the relegation candidates there.
Yeah, but they could pull up the Great Escape again.
Yep. So we'll see what happens in there. But I think that's all for this week. Next week we're going to be here talking about the weekend games. Porto play Nacional. I don't know which day. I'm sorry.
I got that right here, Peter. I could do the rundown
Okay.
on that if you'd like.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
so
Yeah.
let's see. On the 30th, we have Tondela and Paços Ferreira. Then on the 1st, Rio Ave, Estoril, Chaves, Belenenses, Guimarães Sporting. Guimarães and Sporting play at 18:15 your time, Peter, and that's 1:15 p.m. Eastern time. Nacional and Porto also on the 1st. That's at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time and 20:30 your time. Benfica play on the 2nd. They play early. They play 11 a.m. Eastern time and 1600 hours at your time, Peter. They play Fennes at home. Then you got Setúbal Marítimo, Boa Vista Moreirense, and Oreca Braga.
All right. So we'll be back next week talk about Sporting Guimarães, Porto, Nacional Porto, and Benfica Feirense. I think that's all for this week.
Actually, I got one thing to say there.
Go right ahead.
Make sure to follow me on Twitter at
Just as loud. Mine just as loud.
Razinho
At Raising a Double O for Alex. At Peter
Double
1670
zero.
for me. Oh, sorry. 00. So at Raising a Double Zero for Alex. At Peter 1670 for me. At POR_soccer for Kevin. And podcast Twitter is obviously at PT Footy Podcast. So don't forget to leave us a follow. There you go. There's the shout out. Is there anything you guys want to talk about?
No, that's pretty much it. And I do have to apologize for slacking a little bit on the table and the results. I haven't had a chance to put them up, but I'll put them up again this weekend.
I was like, what the hell, dude? Where's the thing? It is what it is.
I love doing it too, but I'll get back to it this weekend. No worries.
All right. So we'll see you guys next week then. Ciao.
Bye.